Viewers, hello there and welcome out to an episode of Thames FC. It's me, Benji FM, and we start in a peculiar position. Things went wrong, and let's talk about what went wrong. So you can see there, us being top of the table, by the way, not the thing that's gone wrong, but if I draw your attention to the fixtures, you can see that we've played quite a few games so far, a draw in there, lots of wins, and progression in the FA Cup. We will continue that progression in the FA Cup today. What we're supposed to do was bring you the game against Hythe. You might remember last season, that was our first league game. I wanted to see how we progressed this season, and I recorded the video and then realised my microphone was muted. So well done. Can I get three? Hip, hip, hooray, hip, hip, hooray, hip, hip, hooray. Idiot. Idiot, 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 idiot. Got a little bit angry there, hit myself in the head a bit too hard. Hello. But no, in that game, it was a 4-1 victory, and I'll show you the goals and my reactions to those now. I do have the camera audio, I just don't have this audio, the good audio. So, 4-1 win, 2 minutes, have a watch. By with a free kick, early stages towards Taylor, who volleys it in, smashes it in, and gives us the 1-0 lead. We're a minute 40 in. I'm telling you, Joe By is the signing of the season. He's a one star, is what he said to be, but he's 30 years of age. Great ball in, great delivery, and Taylor finishes it off. Look, without Andy Tunnell, you need someone for set pieces, penalties, and he's the man, Joe By. Right, they're playing around here, our Hythe. They're doing a relatively good job. Ball's knocked forward, in behind, and it's just welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to another season of this. Ball played over the top. Taylor's on it, if he can get there. Taylor one on with the goalkeeper. Oh, he finishes it. Taylor's a new man. Now he knows he's the main starting striker. Ball over the top played by Johnson from the back. And a lovely finish. Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, does have pretty good passing, I think. Was that the other defender? You can see here then Johnson over the top. Great pass. Look at that. Direct, I admit, but very, very good. And Taylor's finish makes it 2-1. 10 minutes gone. Goals galore, viewers. By free kick, played in, referee, penalty. Oh yes, and guess who's going to take it? It's the main man, Joe By. He's got 2 already. This is for 3 goals in 3 games for Joe By, and he slots it. 3-1, 20 minutes gone. Joe By is a real human, isn't he? Joe By, there he is, look. I mean, what a guy. What a guy is Joe By. 85 minutes gone. Time is ticking away. And this is the perfect way to start a new season. 3 wins out of 3. And I've got to say, the boys are playing far better than I've seen before. O'Sullivan with the ball over to Taylor, who completes his hat-trick. And these Thames boys, I tell you, I don't know what's happened over the summer. I think some of the egos may well have... Charisma at Bodenhall's gone. And everyone's settled a little bit. Everyone's understood their place in the team. A 4-1 win. I remember this time last season, how high has that ball gone? It drops into Taylor's feet. What control. And the first time volley. Tier 10 people. Tier 10, Tier 8 people. Tier 8. And that brings us back to now then. I then played on, which meant I couldn't go back and replay it or anything. And I thought, well, I've played it. We may as well continue. But we now play at the start of September, having already played through 7 fixtures so far this season. So I'm sorry I didn't get to bring you the start, but there's lots to get through. We're going to play 2 matches today, and I'm going to introduce you to lots of new names and also show you who's left the team, as well as our new formation. So lots to get through. A bit of a bumper episode because of my stupidity. So here we go. So let's kick things off by looking at the released players, the players that were let go, free transfers, and are not returning to the team. Some shocks in here, I'm sure. Lee Hendry, Dean Thorne and Dakwa have all left the team. Mohamed Summers, another one that's left. We could try and get him back, but he wants too much money now. So that's essentially why he was left. When I tried to offer him a new contract, he wanted £90 a week, and we can't offer that to a player like Mohamed Summer, sadly. So he's gone. Robert Hughes has left, the defensive midfielder. Barry Kavanagh, of course, Barry the goalkeeper. Dennis Millington, the right-sided player that's not too good. John Kant retired as well. Maybe we'll get him in the coaching staff at some point. Charisma at Bonlahor left the team, as well as Jake Gibson. So lots of players leaving, which meant that we had to bring players in. There was a need to do so. I wanted to keep the squad a little more slimline, but we had to bring players in. So let's introduce you to those, as well as a couple more outs. So if you look at all transfers, you can see players that have left the team. Dean Hutchins, Luke Milbourne, a very good midfielder, has gone off to Whiteleaf. Basically, they offered him a contract, and he said yes. Not getting any money for that contract, but it's happened now. Kaval Patel, of course, another goalkeeper, has left the team too, which left us with these men coming in. 7 players are the additions, and let's go through them one by one. That's 2, but there's actually 7. There you are, look, that's also 2. I mean, there's 2s everywhere. So let's kick things off with Jemaine Johnson, the centre-back to partner Bradders at the back now. I think he could be a very good addition. 4-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, physically pretty good jumping reach, natural fitness, heading and marking very good, as well as his tackling. And you can see there mentally, not the best, but good enough for this division, and should hopefully create a good partnership with Bradley at the back. So, good signs, and as you see, we're top of the league, so it's going quite well. Kind of killed the surprise of actually we're quite good by just being an idiot, Ben. Of course, strikers have left, so we had to bring a new one in, and I was focusing on the key attributes, really. Finishing, composure, off the ball, acceleration, and pace. So you can see all of those are above 10. Leon Smith, the best option of all of that, and he comes from rivals Thames. We've managed to pinch him. He's come in 1 goal so far in 4 games. Not amazing, but hopefully throughout the season he'll score goals. You can see in previous years he's done that as well in the Bostik Premier, a place we're trying to get back to slowly but surely. As we move on, we've got Christian Tavernar from Dunstable, a central midfielder. Not fantastic, okay, good passing, good physical ability there as well, like good acceleration, work rate's not shocking. Anything above a 9, if it's blue, it's not too bad. If it's yellow, it's really good for this level. It says 1.5 stars. He's better than that, in my opinion, better than that. Speaking of players that are better than that, let me introduce you to Joe Bai. You've already seen in the clip where we've played a match already, Joe Bai is an influential member of this team, and I love him already. 30 years of age, great free kick taking, technique, work rate, plays on the left-hand side of midfield. And yeah, I really like the look of him. It says 1 star. He's more of a 3-star kind of player, so he's in as well. Joe Bai, good to see you. Goodbye, if he plays well, I guess. Now, goalkeeper, a position that we massively needed strengthening, and you'll see in a moment our back line overall is far stronger now, and Michael Emery is a key factor as to why. Handling 10, reflexes 10, and a very good player across the board. I just think he's got a very well-rounded set of attributes. First touch, not the best for a goalkeeper. I don't really care too much. Keeps the ball out of the net, that's what's important. He's been around a little bit, played for Skegness, Boston United as well, of course. Similar to Andy Tannoy, who I should note now has left and isn't going to re-sign for whatever reason. Maybe one day, Andy, maybe we'll get you back at some point. Pat O'Connor, another centre-back option. More sort of cover for the other 2 that we've got, but yeah, decent. And then finally, Stephen Wright, probably one of the best players of the bunch. 3.5 star with potential to grow more. 22 years of age, acceleration, pace, crossing ability, aggression, flair, and really good work rate. And we'll play on that right-hand side. So with all of these players, you might be wondering to yourself, what formation are you going with, Ben? And we'll let me stop talking for a moment and then fire it up again. So this is what we're working with currently, and this is what you'll see today. Emery is going to be in goal. Campbell stays with us, Cameron Campbell, Bradley Confrey, Jemaine Johnson, the new back line. We've got McAteer out on that left-hand side. O'Sullivan, of course, the region that's come through and is looking really promising for us. He's going to play just in front, covering a little bit. Doherty's with him there as well. We've got Bai on the left-hand side, right up on the left, and Barker, another name that was with us from the very beginning, is still here at 25 years of age, supplying Taylor, who so far with 8 goals this season and only 8 overall, got some in the FA Cup, 5 in the league, in 6 appearances, looking far better, and a 7.6. And that 7.6 is something we can take across the board at the moment. We remember last season, not particularly good. This year, players are stepping up, and that's what we want to see. So, without any further ado, let's get into our first game, and you can see these boys in action. Let's hope they don't let me down. I'm nervous. It was perfect, you know. Started the first episode of the new season, 141. I was loving it. I was thinking they're going to love this. Go to edit it, and there's no audio. I was furious. I mean, there was audio, and I want the videos to be the best that they can be, so I thought I'd show you a snippet of bad audio rather than consistently not very good audio. Hopefully you understand. I didn't really know what to do. I feel like this is the best compromise. Hopefully you're alright with it. From a viewing perspective, viewers, it doesn't change too much. We're in the same division as well. We start defensive, more direct passing, whipped crosses, high defensive line, and a lower tempo. Confrey, essentially because of his speed, allows us to play slightly further forward. You can get back and cover most attackers, so it works out quite well. Johnson's not slow either, 10 on either one, so it's not too bad, hence the higher line. We're trying to keep the pitch a little more compact, and the pitch in general is narrower than it is. It's long and narrow. You'll see when we see it. Just making sure everything's recording now. That's the position. That's the life I lead now, viewers. So this episode will be a little bit longer. 2 matches for you, and we're kicking off with Hastings in the league. They're a decent side. They're up there so far this season with some good players. Fen Evans, one of the best players in the division. So far, 4 goals, 4 assists in 6 games. Not too shabby. 41 in 41 last season. Okay then. This is the game I want to play right now, isn't it? No, it's not. So you've seen one win today. Will we carry that on? You can see with a home team, we're playing on a very long pitch. The idea is to keep it nice and congested in the middle. Lots of protection for our back line, which are also very strong. And we're playing on a defensive mentality with enough firepower up front to hopefully get us some goals. So here we go. How will it go is the big question. As Hastings, as I mentioned, are a decent side. If we quickly bring up the league table, as they're through on goal, Fen Evans, saved by Emery. It's nice having a capable goalkeeper. They're in 4th. So this is a top of the table clash early doors. Dixon plays it in. Kessel's there. Back out to Holness, and a shot from distance over the bar. And the microphone is... Look, I'm sorry what I said about you. It wasn't your fault earlier on, okay? These things happen. I'm talking to some audio equipment. I mean, technically I always am, so I don't know why I'm saying that. In the midfield, though, O'Sullivan, lovely ball to Taylor, who's in on goal. Taylor, he's gone really wide, but he finds the finish. Another goal for Mr. Taylor. He's on fire. O'Sullivan with a great ball over the top. You saw, that's just hit him in the head. What a lovely bit of football. You saw in the video before, Sullivan had a similar assist to Taylor. Great composure from the striker there, though. 1-0, 12 minutes gone, we're on fire. And of course, we know this division now. We know what to expect from teams. We know how they play. And I'm trying to use as much knowledge from Season 1 into Season 2. And playoffs is a must this year. Of course, winning the title would be fantastic. We're not expected to. We're expected to finish halfway up the table. But so far, so good. This direct passing on a long pitch, it seems to have caught a few teams out so far. And hopefully it continue. Even in the game we were 3-3, we were 2-0 up. They pulled it back to 3-2 to them. And then we finally got an equaliser quite late on. And hopefully we can get into a lead and hold it this time. But the ball goes forward, and then we again with a decent save. Half-time approaching, we've had one shot, one goal, and we're 1-0 up. So, yeah, I'm okay with it. But we are a lot more defensive now. We're trying to be compact. We're trying to stop teams from playing. That was the problem in games that we played last season. We conceded loads of goals. That's gone well. They've reacted brilliantly there. Well done, Ben. Why have they done that for? Let's go for the calm. You weren't that bad. I have faith you can improve. That's better. Slightly better. And after this, we've got the first qualifying round of the FA Cup. It's not the first round of the FA Cup. It's the first qualified round. If we continue to progress in that, the first qualification game we had to get into the qualification was pretty routine this year. And we've given a penalty. Of course we have. Number 9 for them. I assume it's Fen Evans, it is. And he just smashes it at Emery, who, well, look at it in 3D. That was aggressive. Overly aggressive, in my opinion. Needlessly aggressive. You can see here, he just, well, I don't know what to say about it. Right, and now I'm a bit concerned. We've not had a massive play in this game. We've not done too much, but again, defensively solid. It's a good tackle from O'Sullivan. And will this be the moment we get another goal in the game? We're trying to be calm and composed. We've given it away in the midfield, and they've found a gap behind. Holness hits the post. Campbell clears. Nervy, but we're back in good numbers, which is good news. Wright's having a little bit of an iffy game, so I think we'll make a little switch. A Rooney. We're going to bring Lee on. We're just going to bring him further back, maybe, and play Barker. We'll keep Barker where he is. We'll bring Lee. We're just going to try and consolidate what we've got. I think getting good results against this sort of team is going to be helpful long term. You don't have to win every game in this division to go up. You have to just manage them properly. With a free kick. Sorry, he loves a free kick. It's whipped in. That's not his best work, if I'm honest, as Kessel brings it forward, and it goes inside. They've got so many men over. Byers getting back. Fen Evans. Oh, Emery with a massive save. That would not have happened last season. That would have been 2-1. Looks like both teams are happy to settle for a draw, and, well, this is the final chance of the game, unless Taylor, last minute, can do something magical. It doesn't look like it. I assume the referee at some point will blow the whistle. Will he? Please blow the whistle. There we go. It's game over. Thames 1, Hastings 1. And no disgrace. Second draw of the season, but we'll take that. They were probably the better team, so I'm going to say they were unlucky. They like it. They weren't really unlucky. Anyway, Tottenham coming up. And they're okay. They're good-ish. Just before we move on to the more important business in the FA Cup, you can see we're 70-1 in the league to do anything this season. We're not in the top Dream 11, but we are currently sitting second. So the season could be very fun if we can keep this going. I don't really know. I don't know squad-wise where we stand. We've got a much more slimline squad now. It'll be interesting to see how we get on. Tottenham coming up. They are top of their division, and this isn't going to be easy. They're also tier 8, so they're very similar to us, and this won't be a doddle as much as I'm hoping it might be. Okay, FA Cup game. We're going to play this same lineup that we just saw in that last one. It's interesting, in recent games, Sam Barker wasn't able to feature because he had a concussion. So what we were doing was playing Leon Smith in behind in that role, but as a striker, and was doing pretty well. There's a temptation to change it around and maybe use him again at some point. The only problem we've got with the squad at the moment is a lack of depth in key areas. If O'Sullivan gets an injury, that's a problem. If Wright gets an injury, bit of a problem. If By gets an injury, big problem. So that's, planning's not been easy. This is really the best squad I could have assembled, and you saw from the stars, it's a 6 out of 10 kind of team. Now Tottenham, interestingly, they are third. I thought they were top of the table. They were close, I imagine. They are third in their division, decent, and we've got a lot to do. FA Cup. There's 4 qualifying rounds to get to the proper first round, and this is round 1 of that qualifying. We'll see how we do. Now, we don't really know how we match up against teams around the country. Like, this is a team, I think, from the eastern counties. So this will be curious to see that if we ever get up to a national level, against one of the better sides at national level, how well would we fare? Good start, viewers. Hit the bar, innit? McAteer plays the ball forward, he intercepts, and Taylor is on it. He's been in a hot goal scoring form this season. Merson with a save, though. That is a shame. That ball at the top, though, or ball over the top, seems dangerous every single time. There's a man free on the edge. He finds Barker. Is he going to go for this? Plays it into Bye. Taylor again, over the bar. Are there replays at this point in the FA Cup? I hope there isn't. It's very early to be talking about replays, but I hope there's not replays. Throw in deep in their half. Campbell into Taylor. If you can find someone, he can. Barker's there. Bye's there. Wright's there. And a good bit of teamwork from us all. And it's in the back of the net. 22 minutes gone. Thames 1, Tottenham 0. We are from London. And you're away. I've realised that now. Oh, look at all the fans. Hello. What are you all doing here? You all turned up, haven't you, in your numbers? Look at these guys. They're loving it. Oh, yes. Oh, well, how many people are here? How many people have turned up? Bye. Free kick. He loves a free kick, does Bye. Towards right. Penalty kick. Penalty kick. And there's only one man that takes this. It is Bye. He says goodbye to the ball. He puts it in the back of the net. Stepping up for us now. Come on, Mr. Bye. Come on, Bye. Goodbye. We should... That is a shame. He'll be saying bye to his penalty taking duty if he's not careful. But I love Joe Bye. 1-star player, but plays like a 5-star player, apart from in that instance right there that we just saw. Still 1-0 though, which is fine. There's one more highlight before the half closes. And it goes out to them, and now Tottenham maybe with a chance to come forward, but there's not too many positions, not too many places that you can see there defensively how we set up. We have one person press, Doherty, who's our central midfielder, presses quite high up, and there's not a lot of options for them. And they're going to have to be very clever to get it into this guy, as, no they don't, they go out wide again, ball played forward, and it's shut down once again. And now as we break, we've got options all over the pitch, but it's not great from us. And now... They clear it forward. Confrey gets there, sits down in the centre. But again, limited options. They go over the top, though, and that is an option for them. And Emery with a good save. It's nice having a goalkeeper that does the goalkeeping. All right, decent team talk. Back out for the second half. Keep this tempo going. So far, I'm relatively impressed. Quite an even game, but leading. I do worry that our level of quality isn't high enough that we can just blitz teams, and that morale is a huge factor. And if we start losing... or we start sort of losing leads or things like this, then that's going to be a big worry for me. That is probably the biggest concern I've got right now. Defensively, we seem very strong. 15 minutes to go. I mean, their whole team's getting booked. Campbell into Doherty, and I'm speaking of bookings. Is this man already booked? It's Culver. I think he is. Second yellow card. Get off. 10 minutes. Time ticking away, and I'm going to bring on Leon Smith for Barker. He's not had the greatest of games. He doesn't love playing as a striker. Or as an attacking midfielder. What I was doing in previous games, I think I even did it in the game that you didn't end up seeing, was this kind of system where you sort of play the same system, but you bring one winger back slightly, one attacking midfielder slightly forward, and just continue as you go. I realise now that the change hasn't happened yet. Difford's in on goal. You shouldn't laugh at other people's misfortune. 5 minutes of added time. The time is just ticking away here. We'll do the draw for the next round of the qualifying to see who we get. I don't know what teams are involved, but there we are. Thames 1, Tottenham 0, and so far unbeaten this season. That's what I like to see. Quite the difference from last year. Squad-wise, we're stronger. I mean, the big news from that game is we get £3,000 for winning the first qualifying round, which means we're now only 96. I mean, this could, if we go on a cup run here, this could be unbelievable for the finances. I mean, it's only 3,000. It'll be back to 100,000 in debt by the end of the week. Right, second qualifying. Kidderminster Harriers, Dover Athletic, Staines. So there's lots of teams. There's loads of teams in this draw. I'm not gonna draw every single one. Oh, unbelievable. Harrow are the team we're facing off against. Now, Harrow are tier 7. So they're just above us. This is a step above, a step up. I don't know about you viewers, I think we have to bring you that game next time. We've got it next to a local derby. So it'll be Harrow and Thamesmead next episode. And that brings us to the end. As you might imagine, folks, this has been a stressful episode to make after the confusion of not having audio for the previous recording episode. But so far, things are looking good. Any thoughts on the signings? Areas you think are a must? This is the question for the viewers, really. What area needs strengthening the most? We're pretty good across the board right now. We're pretty solid. If you look at it from this angle, you can see we're decent, but I don't know, is this central area, the left side, more depth? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you again soon. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. If you want to see some more, subscribe to the channel. And from me, to mention. Until next time, we love with care. Goodbye. Joe, bye. Because that's a thing now.